Guys, if you want to make money in 2026, please watch this video till the end because this is going to be very informative for your money for 2026. Hello, fellow investors. Welcome to today's video. This is Think Passive, a channel where I bring to you most important updates on the market trends, investment on passive income, and more. So let's start. In early January, Roundhill Investment conducted its first ever market outlook survey, asking participants to share their expectations for S&P 500 performance, the number of Federal Reserve rate cut in 2026, their trajectory of Bitcoin, their most and least favorite asset classes, the biggest risk to the market, the significance of 2026 midterm elections, and their favorite and least favorite Magnificent Seven stocks. With 2026 having just finished its first month of trading, we believe these aggregated results offer valuable insight into current market sentiment. So this is very important here, guys. Yes, it's true that the market will go up based on the earning of the stocks, based on the news of the companies. But the main thing that drives a stock and investment is usually about sentiment. If investors believe that things are going down, people will sell their stocks or will sell their investments. And if people believe things are good, of course, they always buy, and therefore your stock will go up. So the first thing we're going to start here is going to be the survey on S&P 500. Where do you think the S&P 500 will end in 2026? This is just a first of the chart survey, but there's more important and very interesting things that are coming up. 47% of the people who were surveyed believe that S&P 500 will be up more than 10%, which is normal performance of S&P 500. And about 46% of the participants believe that S&P is going to be between 0 to 10%. There are a few investors who believe the S&P 500 is going to be flat, and that's only 4%. And if you look at investors who believe S&P 500 will be down, they're only 3.3%, and down more than 10%, there's zero. So this is a good indication that people believe in the stock market in general. The second survey was taken was to ask investors how aggressive would the Fed be in 2026. Almost a half of people believe there's going to be two rate cuts, and one rate cut is 25%, and no cut at all, it's only 2.6%. And three cuts, 20.26%, and four rate cuts, 5.23%. I believe there's going to be between 1 to 2. The next is a trajectory of Bitcoin, of course, for people who invest in some ymax and Roundhill Investments that has to deal with Bitcoin. And this is going to be a good news for you because most people believe Bitcoin is going to surge from 100 to 125. 43% and beyond 125 are 28.29%. Any Bitcoin stay between 75 to 100K, 24%, and 50 to 75, about 4%. The next thing investors were asked was the most bullish areas. This will tell you which area of the market in general is going to perform really well. This is what most investors believe. Mega cap and tech, 29% of people believe this is going to be the most bullish, and dividend stock, 27.27%. When it comes to dividend and income stock, it's almost split. People who believe in tech will go up and the dividend stocks or income ETFs will go up. These are pretty much even, right? 27 to 28. Now, investors who are believing that crypto will go up, they're about 15%. So it's half of investors who are believing tech and dividend will go up. And there are few think commodity will be good. And investors who believing that other things apart from commodities, crypto and blockchain, dividend stock and mega cap will be the best areas, are 12%. And very few people believe small cap will do better, and none of the above were 0%. So most people stuck to crypto and dividends. And this dividend will include, of course, people who are income investors. The next other thing that was asked was the most bullish asset for 2026. This was the asset itself. So which asset will perform well? Most investors believe US stock will do well, and half believe gold is going to do well, and other investors 15% believe international stock will do great. Bitcoin and crypto 15%, and bond, very few believe bond will do any good. So US stock will be the most dominant for 2026. A lot of people also believe gold will do well, but the thing about gold I can say is that gold has performed really well, and that including silver as well. It's going to be harder to see these assets like gold and silver keep performing as they have in the past year. That's to be seen, but I do agree. I think US stock will do well, especially tech stocks. Which asset worries you the most right now? Most people worry about Bitcoin, US stock, and cash. The value of dollar is going down, so they feel cash it's risk. And bonds 12.42%. That's huge for bonds because bonds used to be considered one of the safest assets, and 6.54% of investors worry about international stocks, and gold is only 5%. As you can see, the biggest worry is Bitcoin, second is US stock, cash, bond, international stock, gold. And when it comes to risk, what's the biggest risks markets are underpricing right now? Government debt, 28.57%. Geopolitics, 27.92. AI spending bubble, 16.23. Something breaks in credit, 13.64. And stick inflation is 8.44. Higher for longer rate is 5.19. So this for me is not the biggest risk. Maybe geopolitics, and the other thing, of course, government debt is very risk. How important are the 2026 midterm election? 44% believe is very important, somewhat important, 26.62%, 20% not very important. I don't factor politics into investing. They're only 8.44%. As you can see, almost half, 44%, believe that midterm election would impact the US market or investment in general. Okay, this is very good. People were asked which stock they like the most out of the Magnificent Seven stocks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So before showing you, just let me know which stock do you think is going to be your favorite. The first one is Alphabet, Google. I agree. Google has underperformed and now is been doing great and is investing a lot on AI. Of course, Nvidia is the second, Tesla is the third, Amazon is fourth, Microsoft, Meta, and Apple is the last. The stock that I personally like the most is Amazon because I believe in the future of Amazon. The last but not the least is most hated Magnificent Seven stocks. What Magnificent Seven stock are you most bearish on? Guys, before I show you, which stock do you hate the most out of Magnificent Seven? For people who invest in ymax and Roundhill, you know, those stocks that pay weekly distribution, one of the popular ETF is Tesla. As you can see here, Tesla is the most hated. 42.48% hate Tesla. We have Apple at 22.88. I don't know why people hate Apple, but I think Apple is because maybe it hasn't performed well. It's a sturdy company, but it doesn't give a huge return. And the third is Meta at 18.95%. Microsoft is 6.54. Nvidia 6.54. Amazon is 2.61. Alphabet and Google is favored 0. Most people don't hate Google and most people don't hate Amazon. If you're an investor want to go to a good trend, I would go with these least hated companies, right? But if you want to make a quick bucks, quick money, I think Tesla is really good for quick trade. But for long term, I would really stick with Amazon and Alphabet. So guys, I just want to make this video to give you an update on the state of the market and what investors think about the market, because what investor think and emotional that investor have, what we call sentiment, is very important in investing. What investor thinks is usually how the market performs. Knowing this is really good for your investing journey. So if you find value in today's video, please make sure you smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you can always receive this type of update. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you on next video. Bye bye.